Gusto niyo po call Becky, who's the source of her next question.
The Harlem Renaissance took place in the 1920s, the 1940s, and it's the first African-American-led movement of modern art. It's the first time in art history when we had Black artists depicting all aspects of modern Black life in these new cities that were emerging as a result of the hundreds of thousands and ultimately millions of African Americans who were migrating from the segregated South in search of opportunity and freedom in the North and nationwide. So the Harlem Renaissance is as much an idea as it is a specific place.
I can tell you the man on the pictures. Yeah, that's filming. Yeah.
That was such an amazing period that was overlooked, frankly, by the Met and other large museums. The primary collectors during the period itself were the historically Black colleges and universities and private, culturally specific private and public collections. So I think when I arrived at the Met in January 2020, I really wanted to go back and fill in that void. The Met is an encyclopedic museum. It covers all aspects of art history, but there was this gaping void at the center of the history of American art and modern art, and I've sought to try to close that gap with this exhibition. Many of the works were in the collections of historically Black colleges and universities who had not yet been able to digitize their collections, so they were not available online. So it required me, and it's something that I took on with eagerness and real interest. It required me to go and visit the universities, to see the museums, but also to visit the storerooms and to have an understanding, develop a full understanding of what was available. And many of the works in the show are works that I had never seen images of before, that have never been published, or certainly not published in recent decades. One of the things for me has been learning about artists who are less well known. So we have Samuel Joseph Brown, who was a master at watercolor, one of the most difficult mediums, and he made a self-portrait depicting himself gazing into the mirror. And I feel that that is an evocation of W.E.B. Du Bois in his famous book, The Souls of Black Folk. He spoke about the double consciousness, this sense, a way of defining the African American psyche of the period as being always looking at oneself, looking for a way of defining and presenting oneself, but also being aware of this external gaze, specifically a white American gaze that could be limiting and constraining. it's just an incredible flourishing of Black modernity that is also part of central to American modernity. So I think that I want people to understand that this is a part of our history as Americans, and it's a part of our history, it is part of a history of 20th century modern art.